Hard sports all plays. Yeah. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays. Yeah.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Monday, August 21st, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. Trying to figure out why all of a sudden the logo changed. Had me look. There we go. Had me a little messed up. All of a sudden, popped up. Like, what the hell? But no, got pretty good slate of games going on. I had a pretty good weekend on my picks over the weekend.
Not me.
I was 4-2 in baseball on Friday, and then I was 4-1 on my UFC picks on Saturday. So I was 8-3 total over the weekend.
I was 1-4 in baseball and 2-3 in the UFC picks, 3-7 overall. So I pretty well stunk it up.
Well, I knew you didn't do real well in the UFC because we had quite a few different. But that puts my record at 457 and 356 on the year. You know, I had pretty, like I said, a good day in baseball, 4-2, which is.
What'd you think of that UFC?
I thought it was pretty good UFC. I'm not gonna lie, O'Malley surprised the hell out of me. I thought Sterling would win that fight. O'Malley won it the way I thought if he was going to win it, the only path I thought he had to win it was for him to
knock him out,
to catch him with a big shot and hurt him and possibly knock him out. I just didn't think he'd be able to, but he did it. Beautiful right hand. Yeah. Sterling basically walked right into it.
He sure did.
Through that jab, and then he was coming forward, and it was just a beautiful counter right by O'Malley. And I thought the ref stopped it a little quick, but it wasn't like a terrible stoppage. But he was still moving and trying to defend himself. I like being the champion. I like to see him give him a little bit more leeway. But I'm not going to bitch about it a bunch because I'd rather it get stopped a little too soon than way too late.
Yeah.
And hey, it was a nice punch. He was hurt. It wasn't like you can say, Sterling got robbed or anything. No, he got beat. But I would have liked to seen, especially in a championship fight, main event like that. You like to see the ref give him a little bit more leeway, especially because he was moving and he turned off his back, so it wasn't like he was just.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that, but man, hey, you have to give O'Malley his props. He looked good, but Zhang Weili.
Oh God,
that was one of the most dominant performances I've seen. I mean, I think she got hit like 21 times the whole fight.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about that, Lemos is not a bad fighter. I mean, she's good. I mean, she is a top 10
Lemos
in that weight
Lemos had
class.
an okay round. I think it was the 4th round. Landed a few punches and then ended up getting taken down again. But yeah, she just was outclassed. And Lemos is, yeah, like you said, it's not like she's a slouch or something. She's a hell of a fighter. So
I don't think anybody's going to be able in that weight class going to be able to go with Zhang. I don't think. And going back to Sterling real quick, he didn't have a problem with the stoppage. I don't think so. I don't. So, but I think Sterling, in my opinion, he even kind of said it. He may have took him a little bit lightly. Not making no excuses, but he may have took him a little bit lightly, and he got caught. And hopefully, I'd like to see him fight him again. I'd like to see what would happen. But he talked about going up, but like he said, after that happened, and he said he don't know about going up. What's his name do to him? Volkov?
Yeah, well, I like that. He's asking if he was, because he had talked about trying to go up and fight Volkanovski for the belt,
Volkanovski,
a weight class up, and they asked him if he was still thinking about that. And he said that he had to reevaluate things. He said, because if he just done that to me, what's Volkanovski going to do?
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
I love the way he handled it after the fight.
I did
He was professional. He didn't make excuses. He didn't cry, whine about if the stoppage was early or anything. I think you're going to see a rematch is what I think is going to happen. I think you're going to see him take a little time off, and then you'll see a rematch.
Yeah, I think so.
Because his last fight wasn't that long ago. So I mean, he fought pretty quick, because he fought Cejudo, and then he turned around and fought O'Malley pretty quick after that. So I think you'll see him take a little time off, and I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see a rematch. No, only way I see a rematch even if that was to happen, even if O'Malley if he takes a little time off and O'Malley was to defend the title before he fought Sterling and lost, I still think you would see that rematch between O'Malley and Sterling. Anyway, so I do think it's going to happen. The fight I'm hoping they make, and I think that's the one they're going to make, is that Vera who fought earlier in that card. Yeah, he's the only one that has a victory over O'Malley.
Yep.
And I think that might be the fight you see for his O'Malley's first title defense.
Yeah,
O'Malley has said he wants that fight, and I think the fans would really get behind it because you have that history between the guys. So I think that's the fight we're going to see next. And hey, I'm all for it. I think it'll be fun to watch.
I did want to ask you about the Blackshear Batista fight. No, Batista won and everything. I thought Blackshear got off to a good start and then faded. He had fought 7 or 8 days ago. Do you think that made a big difference? I don't see a week being enough time to recover. Even though he won, choked the guy out pretty quick and everything. But you train, you fight. Even mindset is a week enough to. I'm not making no excuses for him. I'm not saying he won and lost anyway. I don't know, but he definitely looked like he got tired.
I mean, it could have maybe a little bit. I don't remember what that fight looked like that he had. You know what I mean? Like, apparently he didn't take very much damage, or he wouldn't have been cleared to be able.
No, he choked the guy out pretty quick.
So, and people look at it different ways, because some people look at it, you need that time off because you put your body through so much during your training camps and stuff getting up to the fight. And then other guys look at it as it's doing a quick turnaround like that is good, because then you don't have to put your body through a whole nother 2 or 3 months of another big hard training camp, because you're already in shape. You're already there. You just basically have to prepare for your opponent. So I can see it going both ways, but I think he wore himself out in that first round with a little too much volume, and then after that, Batista was able to kind of take control of that fight.
Yeah, because I thought Blackshear won the first round. Of course, the judges, I don't know what the hell they was watching, but I thought he won the first round, and I thought another round was really close too. But I definitely thought Batista dominated the third round, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Blackshear. I had Blackshear winning the first, but I had Batista winning the second. It wasn't like it was close. It wasn't like a big.
Yeah.
But that third round wasn't even close.
No, like I said, Blackshear ran out of steam. I just wondered if that made a big difference.
It could, but I think it goes both ways, and I think it just depends on the guy. I think his problem was he saw he hurt Batista a little bit there in that first round, and I think he went for it a little too much, got a little too aggressive, and then he just he just ran out of gas. And another thing I think kind of hurt him, that could have hurt him a little bit, is his corner telling him, basically told him that they were up 2-0 going in that third round.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a good was a good strategy at all, because there's no way you were for sure up 2-0.
No.
So you have to go in there. They should have been telling me that you need to win this third round. You know what I mean? And so I think that could have had a little bit to do with it too. Hey, I've took these first 2 rounds. I just basically got to make it through the third, and I can come back and get you. Now, like Zhang, you heard her, even when she was winning every round, her corner was still working with her own ways to try to finish the fight. I mean, she wasn't slowing down at all.
No, not at all.
Excuse me. But no, I thought it was a good card. The Munoz and Vera fight was good. I had Vera winning that fight. Like I said, the only one I had wrong was the main event, and because I took Sterling. Oh, real quick, because that's the only fight we really haven't talked about. That Gary looked impressive as hell. He beat the hell out of Magny. And Magny's no slouch.
No, Magny's no slouch, and Gary destroyed him.
I mean, look, Magny couldn't even hardly stand up anymore. As much damage he done that leg.
They should have stopped that.
He just kept kicking out.
His corner.
Oh yeah, you were the whole time saying stop this.
Yeah, the corner should have stopped it, because he couldn't even stand right.
No.
And I mean, and it was a good game plan. I mean, if his leg don't get messed up like that, maybe it'd been a different fight. But he attacked him and he hurt him and took advantage of it.
I bet he could. I bet Magny couldn't freaking walk that next day.
He may not still be able to walk now.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage that leg. Yeah, I thought that Gary looked real well. I was impressed. All right, but we'll get ready jumping into today's baseball games. Reds didn't play worth the fuck yesterday. They got their ass kicked. Hunter Green made his return back, and if you get on the internet, most of the Reds fans on there want him sent back down to the minors, never brought back up. He's a terrible pitcher. Never knew how to pitch. He's never known how to pitch. They don't even know what the Reds ever saw in him. It's like it's his first start back. Ashcraft had a bad start when he came back. Was it as bad as that? No. My problem with it wasn't him having a bad start. My problem was David Bell leaving him in there so damn long.
Yeah.
After he gave up 4 or 5 runs, get him out. Go ahead and get him out of there. Why have him keep throwing pitches and take a chance of even hurting his confidence any? And why dig yourself a bigger hole? You wait till it's 9-0 and then decide to take him out.
Yeah.
That didn't make much sense to me. I was more upset about the way Bell handled it than I was with Green. He was throwing a lot of fastballs, and he was throwing them, like Larkin said, on the outside part of the plate. And if you give these major league hitters a fastball on the outside part of the plate like that, where they can extend their hands, if they make contact, it's going to go. And the Blue Jays are good. They're good fastball hitters as well. So that was kind of a bad combination for the team you were playing as well. I thought he threw some good sliders in there. I thought he needed to work that fastball on the inside part of the plate more. And I think some of that was just location off from. He looked good in the minors, but it's a whole different level. You're facing a lot better hitters up in the majors than you are minors. So it's just a different ball game. I think he'll be all right. Hopefully he'll bounce back for the next start. Glad said David Bell want to beat Dusty Baker now. Yeah, sometimes Bell's wishy-washy on that. Most of the time he's in a hurry to get his pitchers out, and then other times when you think he should take the pitcher out, he'll leave him in there forever. The inside the park home run by Ellie was wild on that was Saturday. That was Saturday. Yeah, they ended up losing the game 4-3, but that was a game they could have won. They won Friday, but it may have been nice to win that series.
I was hoping for a lot better start than we got Sunday. He didn't look good at all. But when Ashcraft came back, he didn't either. And then after that, he started looking pretty good. So we'll see.
Yeah, it was a bad start. I'm not making excuses for him at all. It was a bad start, but I'm also not going to write him off that he's just terrible and terrible and they need to move him back down. Hell, there's people. You know how much people hated Weaver. There's people called wasn't Weaver back.
Some of them people.
People said at least when Weaver gives up a bunch of runs, we win, which is true. Weaver did win a lot of games where he gave up five or six runs.
True, he did.
But hell, I think Green gave up wasn't 5 home runs yesterday.
Something like that, man. They're like bad in practice.
I think not 8 or 9 extra base hits, like 5 home runs, 2 or 3 doubles, a triple. I mean, yeah, he was getting rocked, and Bell was in no hurry to take him out. I didn't understand that, but all right, we'll jump into today's slate of games here. Got a decent slate of games. The Reds game tonight against the Angels have been postponed. I saw that early this morning, so I guess all that rain kind of flooded Los Angeles yesterday from what I was reading. I think they're making it up Wednesday at 6:30. I saw. All right, let's see. First game that I have for tonight is going to be the Boston Red Sox at the Houston Astros. The Astros are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 126 on the money line. The Red Sox are plus 108 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9 runs. The Red Sox are 66-58 on the season, 31-30 on the road. They will have Preston on the mound. He's 7-3 with a 3.34 ERA. Red Sox are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .262 as a team on the season, and hitting .262 on the season with a 4.35 team ERA. The Astros are 70-55 on the season, 33-29 at home. They will have Javier on the mound tonight, who is 8-2 with a 4.49 ERA. The Astros are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .252 as a team on the season with a 3.84 team ERA. I'm going with the Red Sox at the plus 1.5 here. I like the way this Red Sox team has been playing. They kind of remind me of the Reds, the way they can get on a roll hitting the ball. They've been playing a little bit better on the road here lately, so I'm going to go with the Red Sox at the plus 1.5. The Astros have been a little up and down. They went on a little bit of run there, and then they kind of been a little up and down here lately. So I like the Red Sox in the plus 1.5. Next game, Seattle Mariners at the Chicago White Sox. Mariners are 1.5 run favorites, minus 198 on the money line. The White Sox are plus 168 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8.5 runs. The Mariners are 69-55 on the season, 35-27 on the road. They will have Castillo on the mound tonight, who's 9-7 with a 3.23 ERA. The Mariners are 5-0 over their last 5 games, hitting .241 as a team on the season with a 3.71 team ERA on the season. The White Sox are 49-75 on the season, 25-33 at home. They will have Toussaint on the mound tonight, who's 1-5 with a 4.47 ERA. The White Sox are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .238 as a team on the season with a 4.72 team ERA. I like the Mariners here on the money line. Mariners have been playing some good baseball. They're 5-0 over their last 5. Rodriguez has just been out of this world. He's had 3 or 4 games in a row with 4 or more hits. I mean, he continued to pound the ball yesterday. Julio's really been on a run, and they have Castillo on the mound, who's had a good year. So I'm gonna go with the Mariners on the money line against a struggling White Sox team. In my next game, Texas Rangers at the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Rangers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 162 on the money line. The Diamondbacks are plus 136 on the money line. Over/under is at 9 runs. The Rangers are 72-52 on the season, 30-28 on the road. They will have Montgomery on the mound, who's 8-10 with a 3.30 ERA. The Rangers are 1-4 over their last 5 games, hitting .270 as a team on the season with a 4.04 team ERA. The Diamondbacks are 64-61 on the season, 30-31 at home. They'll have Mantley on the mound, who is 0-0 with a 3.48 ERA on the season. Diamondbacks are 4-1 over their last 5 games, hitting .254 as a team on the season with a 4.61 team ERA. Rangers just coming off getting swept by the Brewers. Rangers have struggled. The Rangers have struggled against the National League Central this year.
Yeah, they have.
The Reds had success against them. The Brewers, but the Rangers, for the most part, been one of the better teams in the league for the on the year. I look for them to bounce back tonight after getting swept over the weekend. So I like the Rangers on the money line here against the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are 4-1 over the last 5. So they've been playing some pretty decent baseball as well. And then my last game for tonight, the Miami Marlins out to San Diego Padres. Padres are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 196 on the money line. The Marlins are plus 164 on the money line. Over/under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. Marlins are 64-61 on the season, 27-34 on the road. They must have had a pitching change because they did have a pitcher listed, but now it's saying to be determined. So I'm not sure exactly who's going to be on the mound for the Marlins. The Marlins are 1-4 over the last 5, hitting .260 as a team on the season with a 4.21 team ERA. The Marlins are right there with the Reds, 1 game back of the wild card behind the Cubs after the weekend. Hopefully the Tigers beat the Cubs tonight. But we'll see if they can pull, if the Tigers can. But the Padres are 59-66 on the season, 33-32 at home. They will have Walker on the mound. He's 9-2 with a 2.68 ERA. Padres are 2-3 over their last 5, hitting .238 as a team on the season with a 3.83 team ERA. I like the Padres here on the money line against the Marlins. They have the better pitcher on the mound. It still just blows my mind that the Padres, with all that talent on that roster, are only hitting .238 as a team.
It's crazy.
You would think they'd be able to hit the ball a lot better than that with all the big name guys.
And their pitching is not terrible.
No, they've got 3.83 team ERA.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you're under 4. That's pretty damn good. So, I mean, yeah, their biggest problem has been being able to produce runs. But I like the Padres. Marlins have been struggling. They don't have one of their better pitchers on the mound. Padres do. So I like the Padres on the money line. So my picks for tonight, Red Sox plus 1.5, Mariners money line, Rangers money line, and the Padres on the money line. Like I said, I was 8-3 over the weekend. Brings my season record to 457 and 356 on the year.
Okay, Major League Baseball parlay for tonight. I have the Mets at Atlanta. I'll take Atlanta money line. I got Seattle money line at the White Sox. I got Cincinnati money line at, well, then that game got canceled, didn't it? So it's not till tomorrow. So take that one off.
Yeah, Reds. Yeah, yep. They don't play tonight.
So take that one off. Then I got Texas money line at Arizona, and I got Miami money line at San Diego. So there's only 4 games there instead of 5 since Cincinnati. I forgot about that. I had a brain fart.
Yeah, that game, like I said, got postponed real early in the day. They play tomorrow night, I think, at 9:38 or something like that again. And I think it said Wednesday at 6:30. So I'm assuming maybe Wednesday's a doubleheader.
Yeah.
But I don't think this was only a 2-game series like it was against Cleveland. I can't remember for sure.
I'm surprised they didn't do it kind of like the Dodgers, because the other day the Dodgers did one like going by their time, like 12 and 9. So they played like 3 and 9 instead of 6 and.
Yeah. maybe they felt like they were going to need a little more time with to get the field ready with the weather or something.
Yeah, maybe that's possible.
Because from what it sounded like they got flooded. But I guess there was parts of like the desert area over there in that region that was going to get more rain in one day, in like 10 times more or 5 times more rain in one day than what they usually get for the whole year. So I'm sure that there was a lot of places that with flash floods and stuff, because I'm sure that if they don't have the drainage system to support something like that, because they don't. So I don't know. I'll say I guess we're a little lucky here on that, but we get to deal with it the other way on snow. Yeah, a foot of snow or something messes it, shuts down the town, messes everything up. Or ice. Ice is actually worse than snow. I'd take snow any time over ice. We had the ice storm and didn't have power for 4 or 5 days.
Oh yeah,
And that sucked. At least with snow, you can still move around, and most of the time you don't lose power and all that. Well, ice, we lost everything.
We had that ice storm, and everybody else got their power back in my neighborhood except for 3 houses, and I was one of them. And luckily, I knew somebody and said, "Hey, can you come over and take a look? What the problem is? I don't understand." He did. He said, "Yeah, it's a little transformer out in this back of this alley that only runs like 3 or 4 houses." He said, "You'd have been last on the list." He said, it might have been a month before you got power on." And he took care of it. He worked 3rd shift, and he took care of it for me, or it really would have sucked.
Oh yeah. Oh, it did suck. It sucked bad enough, but yeah.
Yeah, but you got your power on a couple days before I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was out without power 3 or 4 days or something. Hell, I stood on the porch and watched my damn transformer on the pole blow that first day of the storm. I was like, well, there goes my phone, my power, everything. It just it was loud too.
Well, the first thing that one storm we had, ice storm, I was waiting for my ride to come pick me up from work, take me to work, and looked out and took a look and went back to, wait a minute, what did I just see? And I looked out the window again and couldn't see the car because the big old tree limb it completely covered the car. But amazing or not, I don't know if it was because the car was covered with ice first that fell on there and didn't hit the car at all. And I went out there and was taking a look at it, and the dude was driving by from the park department. He said, "You need some help?" He could sit there and cut all them limbs off and help me get that off for free. You talking about lucky?
But then I did have a tree fall in my car.
Yeah,
in the driveway.
In the driveway, yep, and took care of that car.
Yeah, I didn't get as lucky on that one.
No, you weren't as lucky. It was a pretty good smash.
Yeah, it took care of my little Beretta. But no, that was crazy. That was one of the wildest times that, especially like storm wise, that I've been alive in. I know you went through a blizzard.
Yeah, the blizzard. Yep. Blizzard of 78.
But I've never really went through a blizzard per se, but that ice storm was hectic. It was different, that's for sure.
Yep.
Nobody
absolutely.
and nobody was really prepared for it. And I don't even think, you can try to prepare for it, but you're still, when everything happens like that quick, there's still going to be.
I remember going out to the mall.
Issues.
Remember going out to the mall and they was having kerosene heaters delivered by trucks, and picked up a kerosene heater off of a truck and paid for it.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. I had to leave work, go pick the kids up from daycare and stuff because they were all everywhere was closing.
Well, that one, he said 12 years ago. The one I'm thinking of was longer than that, because I still lived over on Ribble, and I moved from Ribble in 2008. So I think about 2006, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Austin was like 4 or 5. Because he was still in daycare. He hadn't started school yet.
So yeah, it'd be 4 or 5. So it's about he was born in 2000, right?
Yeah,
so it was
about
like
2004, 2005, somewhere around there.
I know I lived on Rebel when I moved out of Rebel in
Yeah.
2008, so I knew it was after that. So it's been a long time.
Yeah, been about 18,
19.
19 years ago, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I remember the one he's talking about, 12 years ago too. We did get. I don't think we got as much.
No.
Not as, I think as bad as that time, but we
No.
did have quite a bit of ice.
Yeah,
I remember that.
but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like that one.
Yeah. So they did away with this 4-game suspension, and now they're giving them a 3 games.
Yep.
That makes no sense. Well, we don't like what you negotiate, or what Michigan negotiated, so we're going to redo it, and then you give them less games.
That didn't make no sense.
It don't make no sense for when does the NCAA ever actually do something like that where they shorten the punishment? I've never seen it before.
I don't know. I guess it didn't make no sense.
I don't think he should be put. I don't think he should have been suspended at all anyway. But buying some kids a hamburger or a cheeseburger or something. I mean, that's stupid. It's stupid.
I'm really interested. They're showing these college football stuff on there right now on TV. I'd like to. I'm anxious to see what USC looks like.
Yeah, I am too. It's going. I think their defense is still going to struggle. That's what's keeping me from putting them up there.
It's not this year. They're going to Big Ten. It's next year, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's next year. I'm pretty sure it's next year.
Which is which here? The yellow team Tennessee or the green team?
Yellow team is Tennessee.
Okay.
0-0 Tennessee. Got a couple of runners on quick in that first inning, but weren't able to score. Now Washington has a runner on. Both these teams are 1-0, so it should be a good game. But like I said, this Tennessee team, they just have so much experience. It's the 3rd year in a row that's this same little league team, the same team from the same little league has been at the World Series. You don't see that very often. You see like the same state a lot,
yeah,
but not the same exact little league. And I mean, this is three years in a row that this little league has been here.
I think pressure's getting to her a little bit. So you threw quite a few balls there.
Well, of course, they probably used their ace the first game. But these teams you have to be deep in pitching though to do any good in this format. They have changed the format. Oh, you don't get like used to. You had to play so many like innings. You had to play so many innings in the field, or now they've just changed it where kind of like what we used to do is just everybody's in the batting order and there's just free substitutions. You can there is no like minimum there is no minimum requirement of like you have to that you have to play in the field, but everybody's in the batting order. So if you have 14 players on your roster, all 14 are in the batting order. If you have 12, they have changed that. I know a lot of people don't like it. I don't have a problem with it. I think I like it because it's easier to keep track of than trying to not just for the umpires and even for the managers trying. Well, there's only 3 innings left, or we might be getting ready to run roll this guy. I got to make sure I get all these players in so I don't get in trouble for players not getting the minimum participation and all that. So I think it makes it easier, and then you can just exchange. You can switch people out.
You didn't mess around. Put a new pitcher in. Bases loaded, no outs. I guess you got to try to
limit the damage as much as you can. Well, all right. Was there anything else for today?
No, I don't think so.
All right. My picks one more time real quick. Red Sox plus 1.5, Mariners money line, Rangers money line, and the Padres money line. Also join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. Marcus Fine will be joining us as always. Also have a couple special guests that will be joining us, a couple pro wrestlers. So join us for that. Should be a good time. We'll be doing our draft.
Yep.
And then please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at Gonzo Sports Room as well. Oh, also I'll be getting a graphic made. I got to figure out what day, but I do finally have the file. I do finally have the video for the WCWO from a couple weekends ago. So we'll be airing that here one day this week. Not sure exactly on the exact day yet. We'll figure that out this evening. But be looking forward to or looking out for that. That was an awesome show.
Oh yes, it was.
Al Snow against Jordan James, Dex Royal, and
Zay
Gates against Maliko and Rachel Armstrong. Yeah, there was a lot of good matches on that card. The Soul Shooters against the Highlight Reel kicked the show off. So we'll be airing that here real soon. Also, check out the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all social media as well. But we appreciate everybody joining us. You have an appointment tomorrow, right?
Yep. 2:20.
All right. Don't know if we'll be having a show tomorrow yet. Depends on what goes on with his appointment and everything, but we'll definitely be back. If not, we'll definitely be back on Wednesday with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. We appreciate everybody watching. Hope everybody has a great Monday, and we'll see you guys next time.